So, so today the grammatical case that we're going to discuss is going to be the fourth grammatical case, and this is the third, the third usage of the particle used in place of la. So before we move on to the fourth grammatical case, there is a small clarification regarding the subgroup of the second grammatical case, that is that itself, thingy. So this is a clarification that is based on the statement of Mitragana, one of the Indian scholars who came to Tibet, and so he made these different observation about these writing the grammatical system of the Tibetan grammatical structure or Tibetan grammatical system, and upon that he wrote the commentary on 30 as well as the gender sign. And some very interesting thing about Mitragana's commentary is that he has more classification of the usage. So most of the commentaries, what they do is that most of the commentaries, they don't show a lot of those different usage cases in different classifications. But in the Mitragana's text, what he did is that he somewhat opened up the 30. It's as if the things that were said in the 30 were like things that were said in a very in a way that was very concise, so that Mitragana's text, what it does is like it expanded the meaning. When I say expand, I don't mean it added new meanings to it. No. What I mean is that it opened up the small concise meaning into elaboration, and thus through that we see many usage cases that is associated with the Mitragana's text. Mitragana's text is very profound and one of the most famous ones when it comes to the commentary of 30 and gender signs. So this is also one of the discipline or one of the texts that we study while studying the Tibetan grammatical system. So Mitragana's text mentions some of these things, which are the exceptions, and they're also mentioned in the commentaries made by Sittu Rinpoche, Sakya Pandita Sittu Rinpoche, on his great commentaries of 30, as well as his oral teaching on 30 to Dharmapata. Many of these he has made sure that he quotes Mitragana, and the text is called Magotsuncha. I think it's not translated, but it's a very profound text. So Mitragana's text, Magotsuncha, states some of those things which are not written in the 30, as apparently he breaks down the study of what he did is that he breaks down the understanding of 30, and not only that, he observed the language itself, so that with those observations he stated these arguments. So one of the arguments is regarding that itself. So tenyi silshe, tenyi means that itself, silshe means clarification. So clarification on tenyi. So according to Mitragana, in his text Magotsuncha, he states that the particle used in place of la, and not all the particles, but the particle na. So we have 7 different particles used in place of la. out of which we have one particle that is na. And na can be used in all of the other usage cases in place of la. That is, it can be used in the second grammatical case, it can be used in the fourth grammatical case, it can be used in the seventh grammatical case, and it can be used in the grammatical, the subgroup of the seventh grammatical case, the time case. But it cannot be used in the case of that itself. So, for example, we have penna ring to draw, which means to grow tall. This is an example of the that itself, which is a subgroup of the second grammatical case. We can say ring to draw, ring la draw, but we can never use it as a ring na draw. This is not proper. This is not allowed. And so, therefore, we see that in this case, we're not allowed to use na in place of la. But this exception is only for na. And it's an exception that comes with na. Other than that, all of the rest of the 5 particles used in place of la, the latin, can be used here. So this is a small clarification regarding the that itself. So when we talk about that itself, one of the most important thing that we must understand in our mind is that these in the case of that itself, the object and the actions are both of the same nature, of the one nature or same nature. In other case, we must understand. In other words, we must understand that the meaning of each of these, that is the meaning of the object and the action, cannot be understood separately as we understand in the case of just the usual second grammatical case where we say nang to do, where we see that nang and do are two separate things, that they do not require each other's assistance to apparent their meaning. Whereas in the case of that itself, we must understand that to understand what the action is, it should depend on the meaning of the object. So therefore, in a way, the meaning of action is not independent of the object, and those type of sentences are known as the sentence. Sorry, those type of statement. Sorry, those type of statement. So we're going to stick to statement, no sentences. We're not going to use the term sentence. We're going to use the term sentence statements, because it is also the term that is used in the root text, that is the 30. So we're going to use Drubpay and not Siktup. We're not going to use the word Siktup. We're only going to use the word Drubpay. And there is a clarification why this is, and I will do the clarification in one of the later classes, why I'm not using the word Siktup, but instead I'm inclined to use the word Drubpay. So these type of statements that we have, in these statements, the object and the action are not two separate things, as not being two separate phenomena, as separate, not saying that not of the separate nature, sorry, they are not of the separate nature, meaning that when you have to define the action, you have to define it in the context, not only context, with the assistance of the object. Whereas in case of nang to do means to go. And it could mean go either way. It doesn't require the word nang. to make apparent the meaning of going. You can say nang tutro. It could be nang tutro, lopta tutro. It doesn't matter if you change nang to lopta. The meaning will still be going to school. Going. But in case of ring tutro, which means growing tall, if we don't refer to the object that is ring, tall, then we don't understand what the action is. The action is without any meaning at this point. So these type of statements, such as ring tutro, torutro. So let me write some examples for Teni. Torutro. And sang tutro. So in these cases, we see that the action depends on the object to make the meaning of action apparent. That we cannot just say do, and then cannot say just do, and then give the meaning of sang tutro. Sang tutro means to become kinder, become better, and we cannot state the meaning that it has become better without depending on the object that is sang, better or kind. Similarly, in this case, the meaning torutro means to become taller, and to become taller. Become higher. It is to become higher, and to become higher, you cannot tell that meaning without the assistance of the word to. So these type of statements are the statements of that itself. And you can use la, or either if you want to use la, you can use la, and la will not depend on any of the suffix. Or instead of this, you can use the rest of the 5 latin, the te particles used in place of la. But you cannot use na. You cannot say tonatro. You can say tolatro or torutro, but you cannot say tonatro. It is incorrect. And the reference is given in Mitragyana's text, which we will actually discuss more of this text later. Right now, we're going to use it just as a reference and not discuss too much on this. Okay, so this was the clarification regarding that itself. Now today's lesson, which is on Nami Shipa, the 4th grammatical case. So one of these days we'll have one class where I will discuss all of these things. Just one class to discuss some of these facts, some extra facts. Where I'll talk about some of the interesting things about Tibetan language. I think that would be also wonderful as we go on with the grammar classes. Yes, definitely. The grammar, the syllabus, which is of the grammar class, is important. But then sometimes we can just say that, yes, learning something interesting, that is like some facts, interesting facts about Tibetan language could also inspire us to study this language even more. So we'll talk about some of those interesting things. Like one of these classes will talk about these things, some very interesting things, I guess. So today's lesson is on the 4th grammatical case, that is Nami Shipa. We have arguments on the term Namye. when it was translated, how it was translated. So but the understanding of namye, we can understand it in two ways. One, what it does is that nam ye is number yepa. So it's the short form of the word number yepa. What do you mean by number yepa? Yes. Number yewa. Yewa means to classify. Number with the particle used in place of la. What it means that separate in their own distinctive classes. So like we discussed in the second grammatical case, the classification is in the class of object and the class of action. And then the other, and in this case, we will study that the classification is in the class of purpose and the class of action. But then another meaning of number yepa means namye is different types of statements. So we already discussed about those the statement which were the recompound particles with the recompound statements. We also talked about the first grammatical case, merely essence, showing merely essence. And then we discussed the second grammatical case, which is action over object case. And then in last class, we discussed about the subgroup of the second grammatical case, that was the that itself. And now today we're discussing about the type of sentences which talks about purpose and action. So need and purpose of action. So these are different types of statements. So different particles brings different function to the statement. Thus, what it does is that with the help of these particles, sentence becomes different types. And those types are understood as nam ye. Yewa means different types. So therefore, it could be understood in two of these ways. But the first one is more renowned, which talks about the separation. So namye shipa, the fourth grammatical case. So namye is also understood as cases. And fourth grammatical case, namye shipa gyeche. Fourth grammatical case, need and purpose case. So need of what? Need of an action. What purpose? Purpose of the action case. Okay. Chawa kang shiki. Chawe yudang tedang jewe lela pen tokpar gyurla namye shiba gyeche ser. So this is the definition of the fourth grammatical case in Tibetan. Chawa, which means action. So chawa is action. Chawe yu is the object. Te is it's a pronoun which refers to that, which is the object or object related to the object. That is tedan telve lela. Pen dokpar means to benefit. Gurla nami shiba gyeche ser. It is called the fourth grammatical case. So chawa kang shiki, whichever action chawe yutang tedan jewe lela pen dokpar gyurna benefits the object or object related to object, nami shiba gyeche ser, is called fourth grammatical case, the need and purpose case. So through the definition, we see that in this type of statement, the statement of the fourth grammatical case, we understand that the action should either the action should either benefit the object, or it should benefit something related to that object. So both of them are addressed as object because both of them are affected by the action. So both of them are object. By the definition of object, we said that's something that affects, something that's affected by the action. So since both of these, either in one case, the object is affected, or in other cases, the object related to this object of the action is benefited. And if we have that type of statement, it is called the fourth grammatical case. It is called the fourth grammatical case. So therefore, the definition, and this definition is your prime commitment towards the fourth grammatical case. Anything which isn't this should not be considered as the fourth grammatical case statement. Anything that fulfills this criteria should be considered the fourth grammatical case. So this is your reference of what you are going to recognize as a statement of fourth grammatical case. So now, tela ni te tangbo pempa tempa tang nipa jumsen tempa. So this has two, and the thing is that this is not directly shown in the text. This one, jumsen tempa. Jumsen means reasoning. Tempa means to show. To show reasoning is not directly shown in the text, but it is something that is shown as inferentially, as well as it is something that's depicted in the Mitragana's text. Though there is great argument, there is an argument over here of accepting this as a reason case or accepting it as a benefiting case. There are arguments, definitely, Sutta Rinpoche supporting this case. And then some scholars arguing against, saying that this isn't a reasoning case, it's just simply benefiting case, and in here it benefits to show the reason. But definitely Sutta Rinpoche argues otherwise, stating that it's same as saying it's the usage to when you are stating a reasoning. It's the same as when you are stating the reasoning. So it's similar to stating the reasoning because the statement itself has already committed to show a reasoning. So therefore, this becomes a reasoning case. So pretty much there are arguments. So we see that that has that, which means the fourth grammatical case. Fourth grammatical case has two types, which are first, showing benefit, second, showing reason. Stating benefit or stating reason, showing benefit. So showing, so tempa, we directly state tempa as showing. So showing benefit, and second is showing reason. Pempa tempa la ni. Tangbu pempa ngu su tempa tang, nipa pempa shu su tempa. Shuktu, sorry, this is shuktu. Shuktu tempa. So it states that pempa la ni. There are two under the showing benefit, for the showing benefit. First, stating the benefit directly in the statement. Sorry, this is not sentence, it's statement. So this is the statement. And then stating it so the first one is first stating the benefit directly in the statement, and second inferring the benefit and not directly stated in the statement. So in one type of showing the benefit, it is directly shown in the statement that states the benefit that the action is doing on the object. Whereas in the second case, we see that it doesn't show directly that the action is benefiting the object, but it is inferential that it benefits it. So two type. So first, the statement which directly benefit, with direct benefit. Statement with the statement with benefit stated in the statement. So statement with benefit stated in the statement. So when the benefit is stated in the statement, chawa khan shiki chawe yudan tetan tewe lela pen tokpar kurve joba ngosu tempa. Statement that shows a direct benefit. So statement that shows the benefit, shows a benefit directly in the statement. So the statement with benefit stated in the statement are statement that shows a benefit to object or other object related to object directly in the statement. So it either shows it shows the benefit that is either done to the object or any other object which is related to this object. Is known as the statement with benefit stated in the statement. So in which the statement is apparent in the statement. In which the benefit is apparent in the statement, where you can see that the benefit is written in the statement. So penna troko gyatu khala se. Trokok gyatu khala se. Teyang chawa khala sebe chawe yul troko gyakbe pen tokpa. So you see that I have colored it differently, and it has a purpose. So teyang chawa khala sebe. So the action of eating food, chawe yul troko, the object stomach, gyakbe pen tokpa, benefits in a way that it helps to fill the stomach. La ngusu tsikje tu tsikje tui temper. Tsikje tui temper in. So for example, chogo gyao tu kala se. So in statement that is eating food to fill the stomach, that is the action of eating food benefits the stomach by filling it. So it benefits the stomach by filling the stomach. And this benefit here is directly shown by the particle in the statement. So it's already stated in the statement. The benefit is gyak, which means to be full. So we see that in these type of statements, the benefit that is done to the object, here, the stomach, is stated in the statement. Therefore, these are the statement with benefit stated in the statement, where you don't have to infer the benefit. You don't have to infer what benefit the action does to the object. It is already made apparent by stating it in the statement. So it's already there in the statement. So in this example, where it is eating food to fill the stomach, we see that the action of eating food benefits the object, that is stomach, by filling it. And this benefit, that is to fill the stomach, is not something that we have to infer from something else. It is something that's already stated in the statement. It is very apparent in the statement why we are eating food. The purpose, so in other way, the purpose of eating the food is already stated there. And the purpose is the benefit, is to benefit the object. And since in this type of sentence, the purpose that is to benefit the object is stated directly in the statement, these type of statement are called the statement with benefit stated in the statement, or pempa ngosum tempa. Ngosum tempa. So let me make more sentences. Lobchong shesu gegen to ti. Gegen to ti means asking the teacher. So asking the teacher. So the action of asking the teacher is done. So as the action of asking the teacher is done to directly benefit. In this case, okay, let's do it like this. Not so. Not so lobchong shit. So gegen to ti. Or let's make it even more relevant. Not so len shesu gegen to ti. In order for us to know the answer, we ask to the teacher. So we see that the action of asking the teacher is directly benefiting us. And the benefit is to know the answer. So in this type of statement, we see that the purpose and the benefit to the object is directly stated in the statement. asked to teacher, or we questioned to teacher in order to understand the answer. So we questioned to teacher in order to understand the answer. So we see that here the benefit is understanding the answer. And that benefit is done to us. And the action that enables that benefit is question the teacher or question to teacher. So therefore, in this statement, we see that the benefit is stated directly in the sentence. And so these are the statement in which the benefit is stated in the statement. Okay, nipa. Pempa shu tu tempani, pempa shu tu tempani. So second, the statement with inferential benefit. So where we infer the benefit or where the benefit is not stated directly in the statement. Chawa kang shiki chawe yutang tedan jewe lela pen dokpar. So it's a statement in which the benefit to the object or other object related to the object is inferred. It's not stated directly in the statement, but it is inferred. It's something that is either a reference to something that was said formally or something that needs to be inferred from the sentence itself. So there is no direct statement of the benefit in here. And these type of sentences, these type of statement are understood as the statement in which the benefit is inferential. Statement with inferential benefit. It is not stated directly in the sentence. It needs to be inferred. Nonetheless, there is benefit, and the benefit is directly to the object. So we have two conditions when we talk about showing the benefit. One, the benefit should be directly to the object or something that is related to the object. Two, the second one is that it should so first one is this, and the second one is that in case of the statement with the benefit stated in the statement, it should be stated in the statement, whereas in the case of statement with inferential benefit, it can be inferred. It doesn't need to be stated. So penna, for example, taru tsa jin, Teyang, chawa tsa jinpa, chawe yu ta la, ta chawe yu ta, sha kebe pen dokpa la, shutu, tsikte rui temper chin. So, example, giving grass to the horse. So in this case, we see that it states giving grass to the horse, and that there is no direct statement of the benefit what the giving grass to the horse does to the horse. That is, the action of giving grass benefits the horse by making it fat. But this is shown inferentially. It is not stated in the sentence. It's something we understand by inferring. So inferentially, upon the information we have, we, for example, we listen to someone say that, oh, giving grass to the horse, and then we infer, oh, the grass is, so he's taking good care of the horse. He's giving it a fresh grass and everything, hay, or so fresh hay. And this is in order to make him fat. So the purpose or the benefit the horse has is that it becomes fat and strong. So therefore, we understand that this is shown inferentially in the statement. It is not shown directly. It is nowhere shown directly that the action of giving grass is making the horse fat. No, not in the statement. You cannot see it in the statement, but we infer. So that inferential, that inference gives us the purpose and the benefit of why giving grass or hay to the horse. So therefore, this type of statement is known as statement with inferential benefit. So the sentence, 空土给我去果蟹，给我去果蟹，给我去果蟹。So telling him about空土给我去果蟹。So telling him about the 10 virtuous deed. So here we don't see the direct benefit of telling him or her. So Kong is either him or her. It's the honorific. So telling him, her about the 10 virtuous deeds. So by telling him, her about the 10 virtuous deeds, there is benefit. That is, him or her will understand about the virtuous deeds and then which needs to be adopted, and non-virtuous deed which needs to be denounced in order to attain happiness or peace of mind. But that benefit of attaining the peace of mind is not stated here. For example, if we say, that means in order to arise happiness, telling him, her about the 10 virtuous deeds. So we see that by telling him or her about the 10 virtuous deeds, we benefit him or her in order for him or her to understand or arise in him or her the peace of mind. But this benefit is not directly stated in the statement, but is inferred, because we infer it in this way. We see by a logical way, we see, oh, studying about the 10 virtuous deeds. Okay, this teaches us what are the virtuous deeds, and the opposite are the non-virtuous deeds. Okay, then I inferred that by studying about the 10 virtuous deeds, I study about these 10 virtuous deeds, and practicing them gives me peace of mind. So therefore, teaching him or her about the 10 virtuous deeds is to benefit them by to arise the peace of mind or happiness. But this is not stated directly here. It's inferred. So therefore, these type of statement in which the benefit is inferred are such type. So the second type, which is the statement in which the benefit, the statement with inferential benefit. So the benefit are inferred. Now the final type of example. So the final type of the fourth grammatical case. Nipa. So second, gyumsen tempa ni namye shipe joba gyumsen sewe tuntun joba la ser. So second statement showing reasoning. The statements of fourth grammatical case is used to clarify the reason. So reasoning why something is done. The reasoning for the sorry, not just why something is done. Sorry, it's more like just giving reason for something. And this is argument. This is with arguments. Some of the scholars say that this type of usage can be categorized as just benefiting, or as a purpose, and it can be classified as something that in which you state the purpose of something, or the purpose of stating this, of giving the reason, is to benefit the statement. So therefore, but in other cases, it's for example, in the case of Siddha Rinpoche, we say that no, it just shows the reasoning. And this is also stated by Mitragyana. So, for example, penna me yutu tuwa yupe chir. Me yupe gumzen tu tuwa yupe gumzen ki silver. La duen ki tsikche so turn jowa. So, example, there is fire because there is smoke. In this statement, the particle used in place of la clarifies the reason why there is fire by stating that there is the smoke. So in this statement, we see that we are clarifying the reason why there is fire. We're saying that there is fire. But the second statement, what it does is that it clarifies the reasoning why there is a fire, and that is because there is smoke. So this type of statement of fourth grammatical case, nami shipa, are used in order to clarify the reason. To clarify the reason, there's no purpose here, no benefit here, just to clarify the reason. So therefore, in these cases, we see that the second grammatical case, the fourth grammatical case, where the usage is used to clarify the reasoning of why something is happening. So if it is a purpose and if it's benefiting, which is directly benefiting, we see that smoke, existing of smoke, is not benefiting fire in any way, but it is only benefiting the existence of fire as an evidence, an evidental statement, a reasoning, a statement that's a reasoning. Because it's a statement that's a reasoning, and that the statement has a clarification of reasoning with the usage of the particles, we understand that these are the usage of the fourth grammatical case in order to clarify the reasoning. So, for example, So, mi sang tu juba sang. Ngo. So let's just use a recompound particle. We haven't seen recompound particle for a while. So mi sang tu juba sang. He, she is a good person because of good manners. Because they have good manners. So the reasoning that of the good manners, having good manners, because of their good manners. So let's say their. So this shows more possessiveness. So their good manners. So he, she is a good person because of their good manners. So we determine a person is a good person because of their good manners. The way they carry themselves, the way they think, the way they behave, we deem them to be a good person. Definitely, it's we're not talking about determining every aspect of that person. There are more deeper understanding of a person, but here we state that he, she is a good person because of their good nature or good manner. So the reasoning of he, she being a good person comes from their good manners. So therefore, he, she is a good person because of their good manner becomes a reasoning case, becomes a case of reasoning. Therefore, so we understand that the usage of the second grammatical case in order to clarify the reason, in order to clarify the reasoning. So the statement of the fourth grammatical case is used in this case just to clarify the reasoning of why something is happening, has happened. No, sorry, not happened, sorry. Why something is giving a reasoning for why something is. Not action. If it's an action, if it is an action that benefits the object, then it's the purpose. And then it goes to the first two group. But in this case, we see that this doesn't show any benefit to the object. It only clarifies the reason. So therefore, this is the third usage case of the fourth grammatical case. Okay, so this is the fourth grammatical case, and I feel that we have covered quite enough regarding the fourth grammatical case by covering this. But we will bring more arguments in the future. Let's bring more arguments in the future. But currently, because it's the first time we're introducing it in this class, so we're going to keep it as concise as possible, but still with elements which are quite important. So this usage case, that is of the reasoning, clarifying the reasoning, is not stated in the statement. In the text directly. It's inferential, and by the observation of Mitragana. So it was the inferential and statement. It was the commentary by Mitragana over the 30 and the very state structure of the Tibetan grammatical system and language that led to statement of some of these. Like I said, 30 was like something that was there as a package, and what Mitragana did was he opened up these packages for us to see. And later more commentaries to help us open up the packages of Mitragana to understand them even in more detail. So therefore, this becomes the usage of the fourth grammatical case. Okay, so this is it for today. So before we so let me see if there's a question there in the group. If there is, then let me see. Okay, so I will give the example for these statements later. I'll make a file and then send statements which are examples. We already see the distinction in the statements already here. The statement that was of the second grammatical case was action over object statement. And this is a different type of statement. This is, the first one is the benefiting the object. The second one is clarifying the reasoning statement. But still, I will send one example each for interrogative statement, clarification. So this is clarification statement, generalized statement, definitely. Possessive statement, okay, and reasoning statement. This is also reasoning statement. So I will give example for each of these. I'll make a small file in which you can check all of these later. And I think this is it for the question in the group. So if you have more questions, please, okay, let me check. If type of statement depends on the particle, then there are many types of statements. Yes, definitely, many type of statements. In that case, there exists the exactly number of statement, or the number very vague and with time can change because the Tibetan language is changing. So this may depend on different statement and probably different and yes, definitely it plays a very important role as the time changes. So therefore we see that the statement has an importance in regard of the statement as the time changes. So different timing and different language revolution or revision will change different statement. So yes, it will change with time. So okay, so any more questions?
Genla, I have one question.
Yes.
So you were mentioning about that the statement showing a reason. In the statement showing the reason, so the reason can be anything. It can be benefit or not a benefit on an act. It doesn't matter. It can be any statement, right?
No, it cannot be. It cannot be a reasoning that is like directly benefiting the object. If it's a statement that's in which the action is directly benefiting the object, then it becomes a different type of statement. That becomes the first two type of the statement, that is showing the purpose.
That's the first showing the benefit, right?
Yes.
So okay, so it is the first showing the benefit is always the action which shows gives a benefit on an object.
Yes, right? So the first step is the benefit over the object.
It is always of benefit. It cannot be anything not other than benefit.
Yes, it always has to be the benefit.
So nothing
and it
other
cannot be not benefit. Yes.
Okay, so that is very specified, right?
Yes, very specified.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so any more questions regarding today's lesson?
So Genla, I would just request you if we, is there any way we can have more examples to have more clarity on this?
You mean the first and the second?
Yes.
More example for the fourth grammatical case?
Yes.
Yes, I will
I mean, it
provide
can be
more
very
examples.
it can be more very simple ones, which is at the beginning to grasp at it, it becomes easier. The
Yes.
simple ones. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I will provide more examples for that. I will create so I'll give more. I'll just write a few examples and then send you in a document, if that is okay.
Thank you, Genla. That would be fine.
So, any more questions? So, any more questions regarding today's lesson? Lasso. Okay, so no questions. And is anyone going to volunteer reading today for the text? So anyone who has already memorized it to the second portion, it was the second portion, right? So anyone who wants to volunteer reading it? So no volunteers? So anyone who wants to participate in the selection? So in the selection of the reading? Okay, so you want to try? Yes, definitely. So yes, second time is okay. So okay, so
start from the second portion of
yes, the second portion.
also Sura Rudu Naladu Ladun Nam Pa Dun Inte Nam Ye Ning Shi Nam Ye Ning Shi Dun Pa Dang Te Ni Che Ka Nam La Juk
Okay.
Su Kapa Da Tadu Nada Nama Raladu Adang Tak Me Radang Ru
Okay.
Gi Na Pa Nam Po không thật Nam Ye Tục Pa Che Ta Tang Thể
Nam Ye Trupa Delta.
Nam Ye Tục Pa
Delta
Tang Thế Nam Sa Tam Chinga Ni Nam Ye Sumpa Che Ta Thể.
Okay, so wonderful. And yes, so from next time, those who have already read can also try. So if you would like to read, then definitely you can try. So we're going one circle again. So you can try. If you've already read, you can try it again. Okay, so thank you very much. And I will provide more examples with the for usage of the particle, the second for it, the fourth grammatical case. And the one examples for each of those different type of statements. So since the statement actually depends on different types of the statement actually depends on different types of particles. So yes, particles, when I say different type of particles, it means the particles as classified in different usage cases. That's it. So in those cases, you can have those different particles, different statement. Otherwise, so more or less, you can understand the number of as per the 30, or more clarification with the Mitragyana's text. You can have the clarification very much based on the understanding of the usage cases. So more usage case means there is, for the more usage cases, there is more different type of statements. So at the end of the course, just count the number of usage cases and you'll know how many different types of statements that we have. Okay, so this is it for today. And thank you very much for joining in. I will be seeing all of you on Saturday for the class. And so please memorize the text which you're doing. Continue memorizing the text, and if you have questions, you can directly ask me those questions in you can ask those questions here in the group, and I will clarify those questions. So this is it for today and the 4th grammatical case. And once we're done with all of the 5 different usages, we will so different 5 usage cases, we will revise them once again, and then afterward move on to the next connective particle.